What's up YouTube, this is Dragon and this is another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. So let's get to the battle at hand. Now what's really worrying me is looking at that Skarmory on my opponent's team, and he has the Skarm Bliss and on top of that the Gliscor. So yeah, this is really going to be a tough fight. I wonder what exactly she's going to do to try to defeat my team. I mean, okay, so she chooses Slowbro first. Most likely is going to be the Mega Slowbro. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and give my opponent a U-turn. Yes, U-turn would be the best play. Actually, you know what? Because I have Blissey on my team, I'm not entirely worried, but no. I'm going to go for the U-turn because I have nothing to lose in it. There it is. I have nothing to lose, which is why I went for the U-turn anyway. So let's see, my opponent sends out the Blissey. Okay, that's fine. So let's see, I go for the U-turn and that does a significant amount of damage. Okay, so now I'm going to be able to go into my Choice Banded Crobat, which is going to be a good turn of events. Okay, now I can go for the Brave Bird. And hopefully the Brave Bird does a ton of damage, or hopefully my opponent doesn't have, like, you know, Skarmory or anything like that. So okay, it's the Slowbro. Okay, so it goes back to the Slowbro. Okay, let's see how much Brave Bird will do to this Pokemon. So far it is Slowbro and Blissey. Nope, that's not enough. Definitely gonna have to go for the switch right here. And right, because right here, either my opponent is going to Mega Evolve or go for the Psyshock or one or the other. So I'm gonna go for. Okay, so good. He reacts to Slowbro or not. Probably is going to use Slack Off because Slack Off is like, you know, this looks like a very bulky team. Oh, it goes for the T-Wave. Okay, no problem at all. So obviously, Blissey was the best play because Blissey can absorb the T-Wave. So with that, I'm going to go for the Toxic. And hopefully the Toxic will be able to hit through the Paralysis. Because the Paralysis, okay. Will my opponent kind of feel me out and go back to the Chansey? And it looks to me that that is the case. Alright, so there it is. I go for the Toxic. Now, let's see. Toxic is doing a bit of damage here. I believe, yeah, this is a bit weird. You know what? I'm gonna take a bit of a risk and I'm gonna go into my Crobat. And okay, so my opponent withdraws. Okay, that's an immediate withdrawal, and this looks to be okay. Back into the Mega Slowbro. That is cool. That is cool with me. So what I'm gonna do, because I switched back into my Crobat, now I'm going to use some U-turning moves right here, and that should do a lot of damage to this Mega Slowbro, or at least enough damage for it to be a bit significant. Alright, and that's better than Brave Bird. So that's going to allow me to go back into my Blissey. And my Crobat won't be able to my Crobat won't take any damage in the situation. And there it is, the Slack Off. As I expected. I fully expected that. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the Toxic again. Because let's see. Like, my opponent is expecting the Toxic. So, yeah, I mean, this is a super bulky team. I mean, my goodness, sir. My goodness. Okay, so now we find out who the last Pokemon is, and it is the Venusaur. So, it's good to know that the Venusaur won't be Mega Evolving. It's also good to know that I can Brave Bird a lot of his team. It's really nice to know. So let's see. I'm gonna go for the flamethrower right here. Maybe the flamethrower will be able to do. Okay, so he goes for the elite seed. Okay. Hopefully I get a burn on the flamethrower. That would be nice. No. Okay, so basically, absolutely nothing has happened here. And I only take 6% damage, and my opponent is pretty much back up to full health. So now, I'm in that precarious situation, and, well, you know what? Crobat would be the best play. Yeah, Crobat would be the best play in this situation. And I know my opponent is going to expect the Brave Bird, so what I'm going to do, instead of just going straight for the Brave Bird, I am going to use U-turn. Okay, because I expect my opponent to switch into the Mega Slowbro now, because that is literally like there's no reason why he would stay in on this. Like that would be insane. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn, and there it is. That's the withdrawal, and most likely my opponent is going to go into the Mega Slowbro. All right, just as I predicted. And for the U-turn I go, and that doesn't do pretty much any damage whatsoever. Okay. Now let's see. This Pokemon does have Thunder Wave, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. Okay. Maybe I'm going to threaten my opponent, and I'm going to go into, let's see, I'm going to threaten my opponent and go into Blissey. Yeah, my opponent, my goodness, like this is a super uber bulky team. My opponent held no qualms with the bulk at all. So I'm going to force my opponent to kind of do what I hope. And hopefully he goes for the slack off. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it kind of does, but okay. Goes back to the floor. Okay. And it doesn't affect. So let's see. I know he's most likely just gonna go right for the elite seed again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back into Crobat, and maybe he might go for, I don't know what my opponent would do in this situation. I just hope that personally he goes for the elite seed. Alright, so if I go for a U-turn again, then my opponent is definitely going to predict that. And honestly, I have nothing to lose by going for U-turn. But if I go for Brave Bird, then I have a lot to lose. You know what? I'm gonna go for U-turn right here, and like this is a 50-50 area. You know, my opponent, okay, I go for U-turn, but it was still a good play. It was still a good play for me to go for U-turn given the situation, because even though it forces me to go into my Greninja, okay, and he goes for the elite seed again. So now my opponent thinks that I'm going to possibly go for like the Ice Beam or something. So now I'm going to go for the U-turn again. Oh man, this is like Mind Game Central, man. My goodness. So, okay, there's the withdrawal. And now it's back into the Chansey and the U-turn. So that's good. That means this Chansey is taking even more damage. And yeah, I'm really forcing this Chansey's hand right now. There we go. Yeah, that's called forcing a hand. So now I'm going to go into the Crobat. And this is definitely a check. Somebody is going to die at this moment right here. Someone. Choice Bandit, Brave Bird. Yeah. Someone's going to die. Yes, so it looks like it's going to be the Chansey. So I don't have to worry about any wishings or anything like that. And that's a dead Chansey. Alright. Looks like things are slowly beginning to progress. So now I know my opponent is more or less forced to go into the Mega Slow Bro, right? And I'm predicting the Thunder Wave because that's the most probable method of attack here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my Blissey. Okay. And I'm gonna eat the Thunder Wave. Oh, it goes for the Slack Off. That's cool. Well, you know, what was it? Brave Bird wouldn't have been able to do anything. So let's see. Predicament. Yeah, this is one heck of a predicament because, like, you know what? Will my opponent go for Thunder Wave first? I don't know. But honestly, I'm gonna go for Toxic. Okay, so Toxic wasn't the good play, but at the same time, you know, yeah. So like, I'm back here. So I'm back in this situation, and let's see. What I can possibly do is hopefully score a burn, because I don't have to worry about any heal bells or anything like that anymore. So what I can do, hopefully I can score a burn. Or not. Let's see. You know what? Okay, Elite Seed. I don't know exactly how long this is going to be, but I'm going to see if I can score a burn. If I can score a burn on this Pokemon, then that's going to negate a lot. And that's... yeah, wow. That Flamethrower oddly did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Okay, that was a little bit weird. Okay. So, I'm going to go for the Flamethrower again. And let's see. Maybe my opponent is... okay. So, my opponent goes for the Giga Drain. So, yeah, my Greninja definitely would have bit the dust right there. And there's a Flamethrower. Okay, depending on how long this is, I might speed this up or not. If I can get it burned pretty quickly, then that would be nice. But it looks to me that, yeah, I'm definitely gonna probably have to try to get a burn here. Okay. Yeah, depending on how long this is, I might just speed this up. So now I'm going for Flamethrowers and hopefully... Nope, still didn't get the burn yet. Alright. You know what I might do? I might go into my Crobat right here. Because it looks like I've suggested my opponent enough to keep using Giga Drain. So, I'm going to go for the Crobat switch in now. And my opponent goes for the Quad Resisted Giga Drain. Now, I know, like, it's a very strong... Now, my opponent doesn't have anything to lose by switching in this situation, so... I'm going to go for the U-turn here. Okay, good. So let's see. Now I'm going to go for the U-turn here. And that's going to do some damage on the Slowbro. So let's see. Okay. That's enough damage right there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my Blissey this time, but instead of using Toxic, I'm going to use Flamethrower. Okay. Because I know my opponent is pretty much immediately going to switch right back into the Venusaur, because, I mean, it is the best thing that my opponent can do. Oh, well, you know what? Then, what is life? What is life? You know, now he stays in and goes for the Thunder Wave. That's very upsetting. Okay, now I know for sure my opponent is definitely going to switch now, because then there's obviously no profit in my opponent staying. But you know what? You know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to go into my Greninja right now. Okay, and maybe my opponent might switch into the Venusaur out of fear. And even if he goes for like Side Shock or anything, it won't have any effect on me. And wow, he even stayed in with the slack off. Didn't necessarily see that coming. Okay, so that's definitely going to force me to go for U-turn. Alright. And it looks like, I don't know. I know my opponent might go for Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is probably the best play. Man, this is a lot of bulk on this team. Okay, so he goes for the Thunder Wave again. Now it's tempting for me to go for Toxic. At this point, I mean, it looks like he wants to keep his Slowbro at a lot of health. So, I mean, okay, good. He goes for the slack off, and I went for the Toxic. So hopefully I'll be able to Toxic the Slowbro. That would be a huge move. Yes, there it is. And I hit the Toxic. That was a key play. Oh my goodness. That is a relief of the century. That Toxic was so needed. Okay, now all I have to do is now I can just go for Flamethrowers and not really worry about much of anything. And okay, so now okay, I see what's going on here. My opponent is going for the Scald. That's fine. I see what's going on here. I think I see what's going on here. My opponent is probably attempting to stall me out with the Elite Seed and the leftovers. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. So let's see. Okay, hopefully I don't get burned by this Scald. Okay, that's fine. So my opponent just went straight for this. That's cool. So my opponent might be scared and then go for, but you know what? I also have the Gunk Shot, so I'm not really worried about that as well. I'm gonna go for the Gunk Shot. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Gunk Shot from here. And there it is, Parodian. And that's definitely going to convert me. Whoosh. And that should do a lot of damage. There we go. That's not bad at all. Okay, hits me with the Elite Seed. not even that worried about that. That gunk shot did more than enough damage to compensate. And yeah, that's not much damage at all. So now I'm gonna go for the gunk shot again. And there it is. I hit the gunk shot, and that is the end of this Venusaur. And that pretty much assures me having the win. There it is. And then I got that key toxic, and that Venusaur is down, so he cannot outstall me. That is not going to happen in this battle. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, because this Slowbro is toxic, I'm just going to go for the U-turn so I can do a significant amount of damage without, and the match was forfeited. Oh man, that was one heck of a game. Like, my goodness, man. My goodness. I have to say, you know, like, for a bulky battle, that was one of the most interesting bulky battles that I've ever seen on the BattleSpot. I mean, this guy had it all. Gliscor, Mega Slowbro, Chansey, Venusaur. You know, like, I bet you his Mega Tyranitar was probably bulky as well. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy was like Bulkasaurus Rex. Like, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Huh. Well, I enjoyed that battle, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed these battles, and I will see you in the next video. Well, see you later.